Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. I'm so excited to share today's drawings with you, or a drawing I guess, or a painting. Anyways, we tend to ramble here, so if you're up for some of that, then stick around. Today I decided to draw whales, specifically orcas. So they're also called killer whales, and I really love these creatures, but originally I was gonna merge them kinda with a dragon theme, so they would have looked a little bit differently, but I started thinking of like a star theme as well, and all of my ideas seem to make me happy except the dragon part, because I thought, with everything that I want to include, I will just have too many things to think about and work with, so I decided to simplify it a little bit and tone down the fantasy aspect. Okay, so I finished the sketch, and of course I also brought my idea book, and I did some planning, some thinking, because I think it helps me visualize a bit more on what I want to create, because sometimes it's just everything's in my head all jumbled up. But yeah, I really like how the sketch is turning out, so we can definitely start painting over, just in case I scanned it if it is not gonna go well. Hopefully it does go well. In any case, we have our little backup. But I was also thinking, if you can see here behind me are posters, and I was thinking that wall could be so cool if we did the whales there. So maybe in the future I could do a huge whale painting and have some fun with it. And maybe this is like a sketch for that, who knows? So yeah, let's go. I've always loved stars. To me, they whisper little secrets that no one can hear, even me, since they are so far away, and they just feel so unreachable, and these stars just make me do unreachable things. I've always loved the starry concepts, or adding little stars here and there in my pieces. It just feels a bit more magical. But you might be thinking, I don't see any stars here. Maybe in the background there's a little indication of constellations, like little lines, if you can see them. But basically right now you see a skeleton. So why a skeleton? There are two reasons why I decided to go for this interesting concept today, and first of them is pretty simple. I've just missed drawing something like this. I used to draw it quite a lot. It's just a fun detail to add to pieces sometimes when I don't know what exactly I want to do with it, but this time I kind of did know why I wanted to include the skeleton, and that brings me to the second part, that I was feeling all kinds of feelings, and I just wanted to reach deeper inside of what I was feeling and just open myself up to everything. So that is why we are kind of opening up these two guys and just exposing whatever is inside of them. And I decided that we will bring this magical little piece into them, and that is why they are holding these, not balls, it's not, well, it's a round thing in their carcass, but or ribs, but it is something more than just an orb. it is their being. It's just who they are, and that is what I was putting on the paper. Today I am also painting with gouache. If you noticed, my sketching process was a little bit different than my usual sketching process. I kind of went in more detailed. I added a little bit of a value indication. So that is why the sketch is a bit different. It's not just line art, and I like how it turned out. And to me, this happened because I was just figuring out how to approach this whole piece, because to me, I am putting a lot of different elements like the skeleton, the whale, the idea of making it see-through but have these flowy lines, um, open them up, but also still managing to not make it too busy or too similar. So I didn't want it to mix too much that we can't really see the skeleton or the flowiness, but we want to see everything. So that is why the sketch kind of went a bit wild there. But I also, because of this, that I didn't know if I could push through and actually paint what I want, what's in my head, I started painting pretty weirdly. I didn't usually I put like a base color for everything, and I didn't do that. I just started off somewhere randomly with paint, so it was a bit of a messier painting process, but I think we still got there in the end. For both of the whales, I knew that I wanted the tails to be the darkest part of their body because I wasn't sure where I would put the star element, and I thought that that part where it is the darkest, it could be nice to implement this. And this also meant it was interesting to get this flowiness from like a lighter area to a darker area and still feel nice that it's not just popping off of something and being dark immediately, if you know what I mean. Another thing I did was I wanted to keep in mind that the second whale that's kind of behind the first one should be different, and I also wanted it to be less blue. So I tried to mute my colors a little bit, almost almost go with this green tint. It's hard to tell on the camera, but I was going with a greener tint in mind. It looks why can't I talk right now? It looks more grayish, but I promise you I added some greens there. And the reason is, of course, he is the second one, he isn't the main one, so he doesn't need to be as pronounced as the first one, but of course we will give light to him as well. I still love him. So the idea of the second whale was that we will keep it a little bit different than the first one, and at first I thought they both would be the same. The idea of them is still the same, but I decided that his skeleton will be light instead of dark, so his inside part needed to be darker than the skeleton, but I still wanted it to be light enough that we still see this flowiness, that we still think it's a little bit see-through. So yeah, it was a bit of a challenge, I will be honest. And you can see for the first whale, I also tried a little bit of a technique that the flowiness kind of goes behind him, and it was harder to do for this whale because the inside is darker. So I kind of scrapped the idea of that. But I think it still looked nice. I don't think it's super noticeable that the what I tried to do for the first whale anyway, so it's okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about is change, and maybe you've noticed, but I've definitely changed a few things in my art process. Um, so one of the things is that I finish my pieces digitally now, and it's so much fun. I just have way more freedom, and if I don't like something, I know that I can change it in the end. So it's more experimental, it's more fun to do stuff this way, because since I've been struggling a little bit with art block, this kind of gives some kind of freedom to allow myself to relax a little bit and not be so caught up with how perfect things should look like. I liked how these pieces ended up traditionally, but I knew that I could take them a step further if I scanned them and finished them digitally. So I think my brain also thinks differently when I'm painting, because it knows that in the end I will do it digitally. So the process is different, basically. That's what I'm saying. Here I'm looking how cool it would be if it was on the wall, because I'm still thinking if I could paint this on a big canvas, I feel like it could look so cool and epic. But then I have to redraw this in a bigger scale. Can I do it? I don't know. Let me know. What do you think I should do? Change is weird, guys. I have a lot of things to say about it. I feel like I'm in such a weird place right now where my art is changing with me, and I think it always happens. We can't really escape it. I know a lot of people think that you have to find your art style and stuff like that, and art styles are important and things like that, but the thing is, you can't really find one art style. It's always gonna evolve, especially if you are a beginner. It's you improve, so the style will improve with you, so everything just evolves. It's not stagnant, and I feel like a lot of people tend to get stuck if they want to keep a specific art style, so then art blocks tend to come easier. And I feel like I've been stuck in a little bit of a loop like that for a little bit, where I don't want to change, mostly because I'm lazy. But the thing is, sometimes you gotta take the leap, the unknown, and try new things. And that's what I'm doing here with the whales. I know that I have the ability to take things further, to take them, to make the whales nice, But sometimes I think I get too lazy and then the pieces look a bit more unfinished, and then I feel not that great, because I feel like something's wrong with my art abilities, that I have went backwards for some reason. Because if you don't know, I've gone to art schools, multiple art schools, and I had to draw quite realistically then, so I know I have pretty good fundamentals, so my brain knows that it can do things well. But with art block, I feel like it always kind of makes me like think that I can't. So I feel like these whales were a nice reminder that if I want to, I can make things look the way I want them to look. Again, I told you, I warned you, it's gonna be a bit of a ramble today, but here we are. This is me rambling. Anyways, here you can see digitally I am adding a little bit of a see-throughness even to the dark parts, that the skeleton, you can see through the dark parts as well. I just thought it could look cool. I was trying it out, and at first I thought I will just quickly sketch it in just to see, and that turned out to be pretty cool. I don't know, I thought it's cool, maybe it's not. So you can tell me if it's not. But anyways, I think everything looks pretty well put together. I kind of like the second whale the most. And here we are. You can see the traditional piece here. That's when I did nothing yet. And then here is the digital piece. It's not fully finished. I will show you the fully finished piece in a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. So I really hope you enjoyed the video and liked the whales. Let me know what you think of them, and I will see you next time. Bye!